how's life been like after having one of your best performances, like a breakout performance in the ADCC this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty cool. It's been very, very busy though. Like lots of like messages, lots of emails. Obviously, everything's been cool. Like lots of sponsorship offers, seminars, offers and stuff. But yeah, very, very busy. Especially with this last leg of the trip. Like still trying to respond to everyone's messages, trying to do as many podcasts as people are asking me to. But this has been the busiest I think I've ever been in my life, probably.
Yeah. Can you walk us through the preparation for ADCC? What was your training schedule like? What did you do?
Yeah.
When did you like really start training? How was your training camp like?
Well, me and my coach both qualified 12 months ago. So we were like Asia. We did the first Asian trials, which is the first of any trials. So both qualified 12 months ago, and so we've been preparing for 12 months. Like for me and for him, like ADCC is the top tournament in the sport. So we were like we prioritized that over everything. So like I pretty much took the gi off. He took the gi off a little less than me. And pretty much every day at 10 a.m. we just do a hard training session, like with the same rule set for rounds. Try and fight to those rules. Obviously, like strange rules, like half no points, half points. We worked a lot of wrestling. We got some wrestling. We got a couple of Olympians at our gym. Some Russian guys. They competed in the last Olympics, so they helped us out a lot. I didn't get to do any wrestling at ADCC, but yeah, definitely. I think wrestling as a whole helped my no-gi. But yeah, it's been a lot of prep. We really stepped it up maybe about 2 months ago. Pushed it pretty hard. But like we both teach, so I teach sometimes 2 to 3 classes a day. So I train just one hard training session every day, 7 days a week. Whereas I know a lot of people with a bit more time they do the double sessions or triple sessions a day.
Yeah. So are you a firm believer in cross-training, like Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, judo?
Maybe Jiu-Jitsu and wrestling. But I mean like cross-training in terms of like training at other gyms.
Yeah.
I got the luxury of the gym I'm at is a massive gym in Melbourne. And a lot of the best competitors train with us. And the guys there, like Absolute MMA, they run, I guess similar to like Evolve MMA, right? So like they'll hire a really good wrestling coach, a really good no-gi guy, a really good gi guy. So luckily, I get everything under the same roof. But like, if I train at a smaller gym, I try and find the coaching elsewhere to balance it all out.
Okay. So you said that you took off the gi and just to prepare for ADCC. Will you be going back to gi competitions after this?
Maybe, maybe not. You know what I mean? I think all the cool opportunities are in no-gi right now.
Yeah.
That's sort of the way the sport's heading. Like you got like Polaris, Submission Underground. That's mostly no-gi. A lot of the big super fight opportunities are no-gi. And I think where the sport is at now, or 10 years ago, the best gi guys would win the no-gi tournaments. But now I think that's shifted. You can't do both. You know what I mean? I mean, Philippe Penner and Cabrinha, the best gi guys, they still won their divisions at ADCC. But I think it's definitely been a shift. And I don't think in 10 years the best gi guys are going to be the same guys winning ADCC.
I read somewhere that you said that you knew that your no-gi game would give Leandro Lo trouble.
I mean, I thought I could do well given that he was a gi guy, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was Leandro Lo, you know what I mean? I was pretty nervous for that match.
Yeah.
But I think like I was saying, like I think the way the sport's shifting, it's going to be hard to be an expert in both. So like you have to have faith in your ability. If you're a no-gi specialist against those gi guys, and not sort of be scared of them and what they've accomplished.
Did you have a game plan going in?
Not really. Just sit down. I was trying to visualize a game plan, based on watching Leandro against Gordon. Leandro was very passive, very trying to score points, not engage the guard and stuff. So like I was ready for that, but I think he was a bit more aggressive with me. So it opened a few more opportunities up.
Do you focus on strength and conditioning as well? Like what program are you on?
All right, yeah, for sure. Like for the ADCC Trials, I was at 80 kilos, and because my coach is 80 kilos as well, so we fought in the gym. He beat me, so that man, he got to do the 77 kilo division, and I did the 88. But so when I qualified for the 88 division at 80 kilos, so I've really spent the last year trying to get up to 88, which has been really tough. But I mean, I haven't even had a strength and conditioning coach. It's just been like bro science. We've just been doing bench press, squats, deadlifts, eating as much as possible. I had a guy help me out for the last couple of weeks, but like at that point I was already at 88 kilos.
So what's the plans after this? Like where's the plan? Taking it?
We'll do, like I was saying, this weekend I got a super fight in Coffs Harbour against Bob Faraz. So that'll be fun. That's like an EBI style fight with the EBI overtime. 2 weeks I'll be fighting Kit Dale. So for that rule set, we're doing a 20-minute. I should double check this, but we're doing a 20-minute super fight with ADCC rules. I think either points throughout or maybe halfway through we're going to do points. After that, I'm heading back to the States to do some seminars, and or I might come back to Melbourne to prepare for Nogi Worlds, but that'll be the next sort of major tournament. And then next year, who knows? I've had some offers from like Polaris and stuff, so we'll try and work out when the date is.
Pretty soon. Which rule set do you prefer? Do you prefer the EBI style rule set, or do you prefer the ADCC?
I mean, I prefer ADCC, but I think for spectators, like submission only makes more sense. You know what I mean? It's like the average person knows how to win. Like a submission, it's like straightforward. Whereas in ADCC, like you have to be more invested in the sport. You know what I mean? To understand. But for me personally, I prefer ADCC. We've got a submission only period, and we've got a points period. So you've got 5 minutes to try and submit each other. If it doesn't happen, then we fall back to points. Whereas EBI, I can understand it, but it's like it's difficult to train for, and I don't like the idea of someone getting to start in a dominant position just because time runs out, which means guys will start. And you've seen it at EBI. Like, I mean, Wagner Hosh is really good, and he does finish a lot of guys, but he will force overtimes.
I think as of late, we're seeing a lot more grapplers coming out of Australia, like outside of the US, outside of Brazil. You see a lot of the European guys as well doing really well. What do you think guys here in Asia can do to reach that level and also break into that whole circle of American level grapplers or presidents?
Yeah, I mean, it is difficult, but I think, if you guys have good teams here, like everything I've seen, like as good a guys as Australia, right? I think it'll come with enough time, with enough competition prep, and like enough confidence, and especially if guys travel around the world a bit more. Like for me, traveling around opened my eyes, like initially to how terrible I was at jiu-jitsu, but then like as I prepared and put more work in to like that I was of a similar level to some of these guys that you think are like superhumans. You know what I mean? Like I think training with those guys beforehand gives you the confidence to beat them. Whereas initially, if you're just a local guy, like I think very few people have the confidence in themselves to be able to take it to the legends without having some experience training with them before or competing against them.
When did you realize that you wanted to do this like professionally?
Well, I never really saw it as an opportunity when I started. I started jiu-jitsu about 10 years ago in a small city in Australia, and there was like maybe one competition a year. My coach was a blue belt, so I never even saw it as anything. I just thought it was something fun you could do. I thought it was like judo or something, you know what I mean? Judo without the Olympics. But then as the sport grew, maybe it was 2013, I took a holiday to America and did some training while I was there. I got my ass kicked and sort of saw how cool it was. So I really dedicated myself then. But so from 2013 to 2015, I was still in Adelaide trying to train as much, maybe once a day. And then I got a job in Melbourne that allowed, like that was in jiu-jitsu, teaching jiu-jitsu, so it allowed me to go after it full time. So only 2 years training full time right now.
Even when you started, like 10 years ago, there wasn't really much money in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, it's things are changing. Do you see it growing more? Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's going to grow more and more, right? I think, again, it'll split, so that like the gi will continue to grow, still really the most dominant form of the sport, but I think as no-gi grows as well, it'll appeal to a different audience, and maybe the sport will get bigger as a whole.
Yeah. So, having said that, do you still think that, a lot of the old school jiu-jitsu guys would say, if you want to get better at no-gi, you got to still train with the gi? Do you still believe that?
Nah, not really. It just doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? Like how is your spider guard going to help your heel hooks, right? So like I don't agree with it at all anymore. Like I think you take a college level wrestler and you want to make him good at jiu-jitsu, like is gi gonna help him? Probably not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And gi's a bit tougher on the body, I think. Like obviously no gi's rough, you get heel hook, you get injured and stuff, maybe some serious injuries, but gi as a whole, like on your fingers and joints, can be pretty rough.
You're obviously traveling around the world teaching and giving seminars and all. Again, coming back to that old school thinking where a lot of gyms they don't want their students to start learning heel hooks or leg locks at white blue belt level. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think people should start the earlier the better?
I think most of those guys are like they talk their students out of learning heel hooks because they don't know heel hooks. And if they encourage heel hooks, their students are probably going to find that knowledge somewhere else. You know what I mean? So sort of protecting themselves. And plus, like, I mean, if you teach a white belt heel hooks, he could catch a black belt in a submission, right? If it's a neglected area of the game. Just like you saw with the berimbolo, you would see blues, purple belts being able to beat black belts in training because the black belt hasn't adjusted to the game. And they were like, just like when the berimbolo came in, people were like, no, that's so silly. Like, but then now it's just a part of the game, right? So it's like, that's what I see, what I think.
So when you teach, it's open wall, like everyone learns.
Like that. I gauge it, you know what I mean? But I mean, I don't think white belts should learn heel hooks, but I think you don't have to wait till black belt to learn them. You know what I mean? If I apply submissions safely, my training partner knows when to tap, so we can train the dangerous submissions. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna rip heel hooks, but if you train them correctly, it's just like anything else. Like you don't have to rip an armbar. There might be a little less room for error with heel hooks than the armbar, but I think anyone can train them safely.
So, what are the new things you've been working on or you want to add into your game, which you can tell us about?
Okay, and I've got no secrets. Probably just wrestling, I think. Like, Australia sucks at wrestling, so it's like, we've got no good wrestlers. I mean, we've got a few good guys, but like, not like an American level or a Russian level. So like, I definitely want to add that. Like, it's like with the ADCC rules. Once we hit 10 minutes and it's 0-0, or maybe after 5 minutes, after the half time point, you lose a point for pulling guard. In the final, you lose a point for pulling guard at any time. So it's like, if you don't have wrestling, you'll be exploited. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you'll be continuing working with your Russian teammates?
Yeah, for sure.
But how is it like when you get guys who are coming in from, say, Russia and all that, to your gym, and difference of cultures, difference of training methods, how do you all put it all together?
Just sort of combine together, I guess. Like everything works pretty well. Like the best wrestling coach we've got at our gym is training jiu-jitsu, and he trains it in the gi and stuff. So like very open to new ideas, and like some of the grips and stuff I've learned from wrestling translate to on the ground as well. I think it's just complementary.
All right. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.